Hey, I thought I'd do a quick overview for the Sansetsukon. Now, if you have this game on PC, you know that we do get it earlier than the console players, if you're in the US, region or your account is. But they give it to us at midnight my time, midnight PST. So, usually whenever they drop new DLC, be it a new weapon or a patch or something, it's pretty much around my bedtime, so I can't really get to the coverage right away. But I did a little stream last night, and I played with it for about an hour. It definitely is quite fun. The main thing about it is when you use a flow string after a trigger attack, you can actually extend it as long as you want, as long as you push the button. So this is the build I'm using right now. I have the gold crown on. I just stacked a bunch of flow attack range. Since this weapon is all about extending your strings, it's actually nice to have that extra range. Then the Pike of Judgment, I just have that to break guards and stuff like that. Now, this decreases stamina gauge reduction upon use. I haven't actually tested if this works or not with the Flow Ender, but I just have it on here anyway. I put an extra air dash on there. And then the Heaven and Earth Gauntlets just has more range. But I also have some other Heaven and Earth Gauntlets I could use as well. I have one with an extra dash, one with the Gold Crown Fragment, and then this one with the range. So let's go ahead and run a fire build here. So this is going to take a second for me to get all this configured, so give me a minute here. Alright, sorry about that. I don't like to show me aimlessly running around in the gem menu because it's pretty boring to watch. So let's go ahead and find some dudes to fight here. I'll show a little bit on the bandits and then on some regular officers. Now, in terms of his build, I actually gave him max stamina because you're actually going to be using it a lot. I think this character and anybody else you decide to use this on, seriously, you're probably going to want to use this and just max their stamina because otherwise you're going to run out really often. Now, alternatively, you can just burn stamina potions. That's totally an option as well, but that's going to cut to your money, so unless you're wanting to farm up a bunch of money by fishing and other boring stuff like that, then that's probably not the best idea. So let's go ahead and reset his points, actually. Gonna make him just a blender of death. Give him some defense too. His defense is pretty lacking. Alright, that's pretty well rounded. Here's the extension right here. I have attack speed food on as well, so that definitely helps as well. So he is unique in that instead of having his aerial trigger be a knockdown trigger, like it is for everybody else, it's actually his launch. And this is his unique attack, so if you use the generic moveset with anybody else like Ling Tong, which I'm sure a lot of people are going to be doing, you actually won't have access to that. See just how destructive it is. This is on ultimate mode too. basically anything that gets hit by you is going to die, as long as you chain things together properly. And the extra flow attack range does help too. Also, what's unique is the aerial reactive attack is actually a helm breaker, so you can continue combos that way as well. Now, in terms of the build, this is not like really been under a lot of testing. Like I said, this came out at like 12:10 my time at midnight, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to mess with it. But basically, this goes without saying, you're going to want to run flow attacks, since that's the whole gimmick of this weapon, is just basically getting to the flow attack and then extending it and doing a ridiculous amount of damage. So I've got a pretty decent amount of attack up on him. Attack speed is obviously important as well. And then I have about 100% flow attack, so he's going to be doing double damage every time he actually gets to the extendable enders. So let's fight some regular guys here, mix it up a bit. It's probably going to make me sit through some cutscenes, so forgive me. Also, I didn't do a video on the patch. It's not a particularly interesting one. They pretty much just added some new music. There's a new lightning bear that doesn't seem to drop anything actually interesting besides the fine bear claw charm fragments. So you can actually stack those on your accessories now and get a little bit extra drop rate. So if you want to farm for the void armor and destruction armor fragments, that's probably a good idea. But he does not seem to drop anything unique at this time. I assume they'll probably do that next month, like they did with the tiger and the wolf. They didn't really drop anything unique until the patch after that. Sorry, I have manual sheathing on. I'm not quite used to it. See how much the range fragment is actually helping. They also fixed the music hitching on the PC version. That was a PC exclusive bug. So it was pretty annoying that they're giving out all this free music and then the hypotheticals come with free music too, and you couldn't really use it on PC without it freaking out. I'm glad that that was fixed. So my future True New Heifei Castle video should have some more variety in terms of the background music. to do any combos on them. He does so much damage. Also, I should mention, this gives you a lot of height, so if you don't want to use a grappling hook or it's a situation like this where you can't, you can actually use this to gain altitude. So that's a pretty neat trick. Definitely comes in handy like True New Heifei Castle and stuff like that where you can't use the grappling hook. I was messing around with that. I did a speed run of True New Heifei Castle in just about 30 seconds last night. Alright, so let's go ahead and use that here. Alright, that was pretty sick. Alright, so while it makes me sit through all these cutscenes, I thought I'd say that's pretty much it. It's a pretty simple to understand weapon. It's definitely a lot of fun, though. If you spec properly like I have here, you're definitely just going to destroy everything. I do wish that they would put a little bit more effort into the endgame content. I mean, it's cool that I have this weapon, but I already beat this guy's story mode like 11 months ago, so that's not particularly interesting, unfortunately. But if you want to play some of the endgame content and stuff, it actually does have an interesting dynamic. I know a lot of people are complaining about the DLC weapons and how much they cost and the Season Pass costs. I definitely do believe that the Season Pass is too expensive, but the weapons are very high quality. They're definitely a lot like the Dynasty Warriors 7 and 8 DLC weapons, where they were far more interesting and unique than anything in the base game. Pretty much all the base weapons in this game pretty much all follow the same template. They didn't have any of the interesting gimmicks from 7 or 8. You know, they pretty much all function the same except for a couple exceptions. Some of them, like what's his name, Guojia's bow staff, like actually has the aerial knockdown trigger and things like that. But they weren't really particularly interesting. You pretty much were doing the same thing with every weapon. So it's nice that they have the option here to buy more interesting weapons. I think this actually bodes well for the next game or expansion or whatever else is coming in the franchise. They're finally starting to incorporate gimmicks into this system. I guess just the initial combat system and engine didn't really allow for gimmicks, but I guess they've got to the point where they can make things more interesting. So I definitely recommend them all so far. I have not tried Huang Zhang's weapon. I haven't really messed with the pinwheel yet either. I'll try to get to that as soon as I can. Like I said, these come out at a pretty inopportune time for me, so I'll try to get to those maybe later this week, if not tomorrow. Obviously, DMC5 is going to kind of dampen my playtime on this a little bit. But I hope this helps you guys make a good purchase, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.